to the Dawg and Gus show, now on Feel It Radio.
That was more serious than usual.
I know, I'm throwing you off with my seriousness, nonchalantness, keep you guessing.
Yeah, it's a new episode every week.
Yes, sir. It's a new me. It's schizophrenia. Sorry.
What?
I shouldn't have said that.
Why?
Because it's a serious illness.
Yeah, my uncle had it. Who cares?
All right. What are we talking about today? I'm asking you today. What are we talking about today, Gus?
So, unfortunately, a guest isn't able to join us. They canceled today. And we talked about this last week when Issa was in town. She works for the Canadian Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yep.
And she was talking about this article that came out, which was how much do Spotify and other music streaming platforms pay per stream.
Okay.
So I thought we could go into talking about how insane it is of how little they actually make.
Yeah, it's...
I wonder why aren't we getting paid per stream?
We're probably getting paid less than nothing.
We're paying them.
I have a subscription to Spotify, so
Yes,
yes, I am.
That's
I
right.
am paying them.
Yeah. So if you wondered what your favorite artists were making, and we talk about local artists, that's our shtick.
Our shtick.
So it's interesting to say, we've mentioned it many times on the show. Our artists that come on our show do not make money on streaming services.
They do not.
Right? No. And I think that the challenge for them is, they all have, it seems like part-time, other than Raph, who is a full-time, who you picked up his vinyl, by the way.
I did. It's awesome.
It is awesome. They don't make money from streaming. They make money when they buy, the vinyl, or they buy,
or you go to their shows,
or you go to their shows, or it's like the old school way of doing things.
Yes, sir, it is. Yeah.
At some point, it's funny. Is that enough? Is that enough that they stream your music on from your favorite artists, or is it you need to do more if you want to support them?
Yeah, for us as consumers, yes. I mean, Spotify offers a service, right? But obviously, they're not. I mean, if they paid what the artists were worth, we'd be paying how much for a premium Spotify account? We're paying $20 a month right now, right? Somewhere thereabouts. Or is it 10? It's still 10. So 10 or 12, I think now.
I think I pay 10.
I think I pay 12 for the premium.
I like premium.
Why you get? I don't know. Anyway, so it's around that area. So if we started paying all the artists what they should be getting, we wouldn't be able to afford Spotify.
True.
So I mean, sadly, that's the truth of it. Especially for local artists and stuff too. I mean, the artists that are streaming 2 billion. Well, that's a large number, but you know what I mean. When people are streaming that many
so per stream
listens.
means every time you listen to it.
Okay.
So think of these massive artists like Taylor Swift or Drake or whomever that has a lot of streams. They're getting paid cash. They're getting some money out of it.
They're getting $5.
Well, if they say you get 2 billion at a third of a penny, you're still making
it's in the millions.
500 schmil.
Schmil.
No, not that much.
No, it's in the millions.
It's in the millions for sure.
Yeah.
So there's 3 types of artist royalties streaming platforms use. So the paid subscription pricing model is taking over the planet now, like we always have. Albums have dropped by a whopping 30%, while paid subscriptions grew by 12% from the previous year. Despite the shift on how they listen to it, the payout is albeit smaller from royalties, just like they would from physical copy sales. These streaming platforms pay the artist to put their songs on their library. As a return, the artist will get a certain amount of payouts every time the user plays the songs. So they get paid on the front end.
Okay.
I would suspect it isn't the same for these local artists that we have. We should ask someone sometime. Yeah. Maybe do a Gramcast.
There we go. That's a good one. Yeah. Sure.
But then basically, I think that what they're saying is, they pay certain artists to have their music.
Okay.
Like Joe Rogan's only on Spotify, right? He's not on Apple. He's not on Deezer. He's not on any of them.
Okay.
Because they pay him for exclusivity. Right?
Okay.
Which is where we're going to go to.
Yes, we are, of course.
I think he's getting $100 million a year, so
we're at least worth
right there.
We're right up there, 99 million, because we're just a little bit less than Rogan.
We're not quite the following, not quite the following.
Or the following.
So there are mechanical royalties. Mechanical royalties are generated every time a musical composition is physically or digitally reproduced. So in the case of interactive streaming platforms where users get to decide which songs they play, digital reproduction of the song happens when a user presses play. While in non-interactive streaming platforms like AM, FM radio, the royalty falls under the public performance royalties.
Okay.
So in mechanical royalties, artists are owed a certain amount of money every time their songs get played as per the Copyright Act. For songs under 5 minutes, the mechanical royalty rate is 9.1 cents per stream and 1.75 cents per minute for songs over 5 minutes.
Okay. So if you have like a 6 or 7 minute song, you're gonna be making at least.
If they listen to the whole song,
Yeah,
that's
like 10 or
the
10.
plan.
Oh, okay.
right?
Oh,
Like,
yeah. That listen to the whole. This song's too long. Click.
People do that.
Yeah, I know.
You're right. And I don't, because if it's a 7, like there's some
Yeah,
doozies that are.
But
over
we've
5
talked.
minutes.
We've talked about people like the. What's the word I'm looking for here?
Attention.
Thank you. I
Like
kind of
you
lost
like-
my attention there. It's been a long day. But the attention span of people these days, I can see it. It's like, okay, I'm listening to, I don't like the song anymore. Switch.
Yeah.
You know, so I see that. I can see that. I see that at the school I work at. Funny story, I was working with a kid today, and he has to wait outside his class till his teacher shows up, and he can't sit by himself. So I sat with him, and this kid is cute. He's got a huge crush on Rihanna. Loves Rihanna.
Really?
So he wants to keep playing the one song, Lift Me Up, from the Black Panther soundtrack.
Yep.
Yeah, he loves that song. So today, I actually, on my phone, we have a playlist now of songs that he likes on my phone.
That's awesome.
So, but he would just listen to a bit and he'd switch it up. So that's kind of reminded me of that, because it's like, you know, he's in 30 seconds. Okay, next one.
Yeah.
I want to know what this sound. Oh, you can't go to the ones with the E on it though, buddy.
Oh,
Even
yeah.
though it's the beginning of your name, you can't go to those songs.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, so I can see that for sure with that. And that's, I guess that's part of the game these days now.
Yeah. You gotta. I think the key, the best currency these days is attention.
Yeah.
If you can keep someone's attention.
Seriously.
Yep.
You know, if we can keep somebody's attention for an hour, we're millionaires. In the attention. Selling. Something. You know what I mean? If we can get people to listen for an hour, that's a long time for a lot of people. I know you're messing with me.
I didn't know you meant it.
I didn't either. I wasn't sure where I was going with it either. But
Well, you went somewhere.
I sure did. And now I'm back.
So the second type is public performance royalties. So public performance royalties are the fees that artists and publishers receive every time their music is broadcasted or played publicly. So over AM/FM, jukebox, restaurants, supermarkets.
Okay.
This is handled by the performance rights organizations. Pros collect license fees from parties who use the music and pay songwriters and publishers in the form of public performance royalties.
Okay.
It's typically around 6 to 7% of the platform's total revenue taken out from the all-in royalty pool. In the States, the public performance royalty for digital streams is established by the Copyright Royalty Board.
Okay.
So there.
Yeah, so you told me.
Yeah. And then payout to recording owners. When you ask about how much artists make on streaming platform, 99% of the time, you'll be looking at the amount of payout to recording owners.
Okay.
So not only if you write the song and you say like the Beatles, it's owned by Paul McCartney now.
Yeah.
But Michael Jackson bought it back in the day, remember?
Yeah, yes, I do.
And so that anytime a Beatles song was played,
Michael Jackson was making money.
he was making cash.
Yep.
To pay for his zoo and his
Yeah, his monkey and whatever that not Graceland. That was Elvis. Sorry, Elvis. What's it called?
Neverland.
Thank you. Yeah.
Neverland.
Never again.
Neverland. Why didn't we start talking like that?
I don't know. We didn't talk.
The payout to recording owners is the whole amount of money containing all types of royalty tied to a music which will be distributed to all parties involved. So producers, songwriters, musicians, non-featured singers, etc. Here's how the digital streaming amount is divvied up according to Sound Exchange.
Okay.
45% to the featured artists.
All right.
5% to non-featured artists, 50% to the rights owners of the music.
Okay. So it could be almost 95%, or sorry, what was the first percentage?
Yeah, right.
95% for if they wrote it, produced it, and all that,
Sang it.
and sang it. So like an Ed Sheeran type thing, like where he's kind of
Yeah.
involved in the whole process.
Or
So
Mark
he'd be,
Ronson.
or whoever, but anybody who's like that kind of talent would be more money off of each stream.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay.
And then 5% goes to non-featured artists, which means like producers, I think.
I think so. Probably the guys that mixed it and stuff as
Yeah.
well.
Depending on how the artists approach the deal with streaming platforms, they can be making anywhere from 45% to 100% of the payout. Let's take a look at an example.
Sure.
Justin Bieber's song "Love Yourself" was written by Ed Sheeran,
Okay.
Benjamin Levin, and Bieber. It was released by Def Jam Records label.
Okay.
So the song has been streamed 17.4 million times, with the the 9 cents per stream mechanical royalty. It should generate about $1.5 million.
Okay.
The streaming platforms will pay the whole sum to Def Jam as the label. Def Jam will then distribute the whole sum to everyone involved in making the song according to their roles. The explanation is an oversimplified explanation of the royalty distribution, but that's the gist of it.
No. Okay. Gotcha.
That's what we wanted.
Yes, we wanted the gist. We didn't want to get too technical because.
Well, we want to get into the nitty gritty of it. We had to give a kind of a preface.
A preface.
How much do music streaming platforms pay per stream?
Don't know.
Well, we're gonna find it.
You tell me.
Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music are probably the ones dominating the music streaming market. There are other platforms that you can use to stream your favorite tunes.
Yes, there are.
There are dozens of music streaming platforms on the planet, ranging from the giants of the global market like Spotify to niche services like Tidal. Each platform has its own unique pricing model, selling point, and user base, hence the difference in artists' earnings per stream.
Gotcha.
Welcome. So basically the section I'm going to say here is an interesting table. Actually, I may not post it because it's just sort of I might post it as opposed to say it over the.
Okay.
It's just because we're going to go through it anyway. But how many streams it takes to earn $1,000? So on Tidal, it's 76,000 streams to get $1,000.
Okay.
Apple Music 100,000. Amazon Music 250,000. Spotify's 303,000. YouTube's 125. Pandora is 769,231. And Deezer's 156,250.
Holy.
So now, what my niece mentioned is Canadian artists through the Canadian Music Hall of Fame, and they get paid more per stream in Canada from Canadian users than Americans do, because they made sure of that.
Okay.
So if you're a Canadian artist playing in Canada,
Yeah.
you're making more money in Canada than you would in the States.
Okay,
per stream.
So if somebody's streaming Bieber in the States, he's making less than if I was streaming it up here in Canada.
Correct.
Okay. I guess that
Well,
makes sense.
maybe not, because I don't think he's under the Canadian music.
Would he be as a Canadian artist, or is
I
he
don't know,
considered?
I don't think you can keep both.
Okay, so
Like either way, he's making more money playing in the United States, right?
oh, more than likely.
Yeah, and same with The Weeknd or Drake
Yeah.
or.
So we're talking like an artist.
Nickelback. They're huge in the States.
Yeah, and no reason why they shouldn't be. We beat up on them a bunch, but I like them.
Yeah, exactly.
There, I said it.
So Apple Music is the second most popular music streaming platform in the U.S. with over 72 million active users in 2020, just behind Spotify. The company publicly stated that its average payout per stream is a penny.
Okay.
Average.
Okay.
While 1 cent doesn't seem much, Apple actually has one of the biggest per stream pay compared to other platforms, which we went through.
Mm-hmm.
But the 1 cent doesn't immediately go to the artist's pockets. Like other major streaming, but Apple runs a prorated model that distributes 52% of the platform's ad revenue to music labels indiscriminately.
Okay. I have no idea what that was just said.
Why?
Because it was confusing.
It distributes 52% of the platform's ad revenue.
Okay.
It's to the music labels.
Okay. I got it now.
Yeah, like so Def Jam or
Chrysalis or whatever record labels are out there now.
Exactly.
I'm dating myself because that's an old one.
Chrysalis.
Yeah.
I don't think they're still around.
Yeah, that was the 80s with like Pat Benatar was on that label.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and others.
Chrysalis.
Chrysalis. Yeah. And Batman's label. Batman.
His label's called
Gotham.
Gotham Records.
Gotham
I think there is a Gotham Records.
Is there?
I don't know.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, it would be fun. So the next one's Deezer. It's not the most popular music streaming platform by any means, but it currently has more than 14 million monthly users, half of whom are paid subscribers. The company stated that they want to pay artists fairly through their user-centric payment system dubbed as Pay Who You Play. Because of this, when a paid subscriber listens to only one artist per month, their entire subscription fee will go to that artist, with a minor platform fee reduction. However, Deezer's per stream payout varies a lot, depending on who you ask. For example, T-Pain once posted that Deezer pays around $0.0064 per stream, while other artists can get as low as 0.0011. So it's 1/10 of a penny.
Just do that math, right?
Yeah. It depends on different factors, location and subscription.
Okay, so I've heard of Deezer. I don't use it. I've heard.
We're on it.
We're on it.
Yeah.
our podcast is on Deezer.
I'm fairly certain we are.
Yeah, are we? I didn't put us on there.
You should have.
Oh, I will. If I didn't, I
Tonight.
will.
I think my other podcast.
Yes, I put it on iHeart. I put us on iHeart Radio.
Yeah.
But
So
I don't-
I know that we're on iHeart, Amazon, YouTube, Spotify,
Yeah.
Apple,
And
Google.
your favorite, Amazon.
I said Amazon.
Yeah.
first.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't mind Amazon music.
Music. I'm
I
not.
just don't
I'm
like
not a
it.
huge.
Speaking of Amazon music.
Hey, they're up next. Look at that.
They're widely popular music streaming platform with over 55 million subscribers in early 2020. Although I don't know how that number might be skewed based on Prime members.
Yeah, because I'm a Prime member, and it comes with my Prime subscription.
You're a Prime member? How
Yeah.
dare you?
Huh?
How dare you?
How dare I? I know. I shouldn't have done that. Gus is not a huge fan of the Amazon machine.
I respect it as a business.
I don't even-
But I think that people that worry about climate change and such
Yeah.
still have Amazon. And bro, I used Amazon a few times. Trust me.
I know.
But I think that the challenge is like we consume so much.
Yeah.
And that's the issue. Consumption, and they call it Amazon.
Yeah, and I
And
don't.
then they're cutting down the Amazon rate.
Yeah, I don't understand
to make
why.
the boxes to support your habit of buying things.
I don't buy a lot.
I know.
I don't even know why I have Amazon Music. I've got Apple. I've got Tidal,
Oh, do you? Yeah.
and I use Tidal for the shows, for my music shows.
Oh yeah.
Because
Little
my
plug here.
yeah, for Feel It Radio for my '80s show on Saturdays and my Soul Funk and Disco show on Sundays.
You can also hear our podcast.
That's right,
on
every Thursday. Yeah, on Feel It Radio in the UK.
Holla at your boys.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I don't use it either. I think I have used it like the free version,
Uh-huh.
and then I use Spotify
Yeah.
mostly.
Same with me, but
Yeah.
Spotify doesn't. I can't use it with the equipment that I use to stream the live shows. It doesn't support Spotify
Yeah,
anymore. It used to, and now for some reason it doesn't. So now I had to go to Tidal.
interesting.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is Spotify's new thing is you can actually go to like a page and you can swipe up and down and see different artists.
Yeah.
It's like almost like they figured out, okay, we're gonna do the same thing as all the social media platforms.
Yeah, and they've also got a DJ now too.
Really?
They have a DJ where you can just tell the DJ to play and he'll play.
Wow.
Yeah.
How do you get that gig?
How do I get that? I'd like to have that gig. I think it's just an AI.
You'd be fucking busy though.
I know, it'd be crazy.
You'd be sitting there like all day on your computer, play this, play this. You'd be basically like God answering prayers.
That's pretty much.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
Amazon Music is widely popular. I already said this part.
You did.
55 million subscribers. They pay about, take a guess.
Per stream?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with like 0.00001.
No, but close.
Okay.
0.004. So they're 4/10 of a cent per play,
Shocking.
which is around the average for digital streaming
Fair enough.
platforms. It's a lower price subscription option for users. Streams from these have a separate payout calculation, which is roughly amounts to 0.00139 per stream.
Okay.
This is unbelievable. Aside from the typical pay-per stream, Amazon Music also offers other sources of income for artists, such as the Amazon Digital Music Store, where artists could sell their digital albums or singles, with Amazon taking 30% of every sale.
Thank you so much, Amazon, for the help. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, I mean, at least it's not 60%. I mean, 30's a. But do they take care of all the advertising for, like, if they? Okay, so you and I put out an album and we put it on Amazon. Are they going to take care of all?
I think that's in the 30%.
Yeah, then that I would think is better, but not great.
Well, you'll get more exposure.
Well, I mean, 55 million people.
Yeah,
right?
and
So,
I think, and it might be in the like you could probably sell. It probably allows you to sell your albums on Amazon.
yeah.
You know, because there is vinyl on there. There's,
Yes, there is.
different CDs and such.
Yeah, there is.
So you can buy actual physical music on
Yeah,
Amazon.
the hard copies as opposed to
Just don't support your local record
Exactly.
stores.
Yeah, and your local artists if they're selling their own stuff.
Damn straight. Out of a suitcase on the side of the road.
Exactly. Yeah, actually, Ralph showed up with a little tote bag, and looked like we were doing a little deal out of my Jeep. Or he's pulling the albums out to give them to me.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a great album too. But yeah, definitely support local. That's what
when you
all
can.
about. When you're able. Yeah.
Everybody's different, but
Yeah.
So
Just talk.
what do you mean?
Yeah, go ahead, because I can just clip it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you stop it already?
Yes,
Okay. No, you didn't stop it.
I didn't stop it. But go. I can just edit this on. Go.
You shouldn't. We're gonna keep it on the video.
Yeah.
So the next one is Spotify. Spotify is obviously the biggest one. They have 200 million monthly active users. And this guy.
And that guy.
I switched actually from Apple to Spotify.
Did you?
A while back.
Yeah.
I find it's just more user friendly.
See that one. But the thing is, I made all these playlists on Apple. I don't want to lose them, so I'm reticent to.
You can't like copy and share.
I think I can. I think I already have. Maybe I should get. Sorry, Apple. I think I need to get rid of you. Ditch them.
Spotify has a rather negative reputation for handing out artist payouts. So we've talked to many artists, and they all say that.
Yes. Very true.
Hey, by the way, is this our 52nd?
This is
1 year.
1 year. Actually, we got a congratulations from Anchor. Congratulations on your first year anniversary. Keep up the good work.
Like an email?
Yeah, it was just on the website when I went on.
You should take a screenshot of that or forward it to me.
Yeah.
You can post it.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you, everyone who listens.
Yes, thanks a lot.
And we're putting up videos now, which is kind of fun too.
Yeah.
What's
Now-
up? Anyways, back to business.
Business.
The company is yet to provide details about how much they pay per stream. So that tells you everything you need to know.
Yep.
2020 Business Insider report found that artists earn as little as 0.0033 per stream. So one third of a penny.
Okay.
So it's still not the lowest.
No, they're not the lowest, but they're not the highest either.
Yeah, but
But they
with
put
200,
their-
well, with 200 million, I mean, you gotta have.
Yeah.
I don't know. The artists don't even get to pocket all of it. Only about 70% of the total revenue goes directly to the artist. The platform itself absorbs the other 30%. This somewhat low payout for artists has sparked the
Dun, dun, dun.
Justice at Spotify movement, started by the Union of Musicians and Allied Workers. The movement demands that Spotify do several things: pay musicians 1 cent per stream, adopt user-centric payment like the one used by Deezer, who we'll talk about after, be more transparent with the revenue streams, and end legal battles intended to impoverish artists.
Okay.
Interesting. What do you think about that?
I think that's kind of fair. I don't know, like if you've got 200 plus million people and they're streaming, like what's the, if you think about a year of stream, like I listen to a lot of music on Spotify when I'm not listening to it on my listening to the vinyl and stuff. So man, that'd be a lot of money paying out like to the artists, which they deservingly so. They deserve it, right? But on the other hand, I mean, Spotify's providing a service to get stuff, like especially to our local artists, to get their stuff out there, so that people can hear it and say, yeah, I want to go to a show. Yeah, I want to buy that T-shirt. Yes, I want to buy that vinyl that you guys brought to the show. So I'm kind of conflicted. I think it's not fair, but again,
they're a business.
yeah, exactly. And nobody's shitting all over Amazon for this, but I mean, Spotify seems to be their
I
whipping
think they
boy.
all get a pretty good
Yeah,
brunt of it.
but I think Spotify gets the most.
Probably because they're the biggest.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, fair enough,
When
right?
you're
Go after the big dog?
That's right. When
Yeah.
you're the biggest fish. Although the thing that I think that people don't like about it is they're not disclosing.
Possibly. What are you hiding, right?
Exactly.
Okay, fair enough.
Which means that, well, I don't think it's it's tough to, like you said, if you're a real fan, like if you and I go to whenever we go to any concert, we always buy a shirt or
something. We buy
right?
something.
A hat, you usually get a beanie.
Yeah.
Taming, sorry.
Yep.
Right now. But you know what I mean. Anyways, so there's a way to make money otherwise, and there's a way to, like, I think it really affects those smaller artists like we have spoken to,
Yeah.
as opposed to the bigger artists who are selling out arenas and don't really give a shit. It's like extra money for
Yeah.
them, right?
But I think with the guys that we talk to as well, it's they're using it more. It's not for the money, like the money's a joke. It's more to get the product, like so that the guys that we talk to, hey man, check out Taming Sorry. They're amazing. They're on Spotify. Check them out.
Yeah.
If you like what you hear, they play around the area. Go see a show. Pay for that show. Buy a shirt. Buy a beanie. Buy whatever, and you're supporting the band that way.
Yep.
And like you said, the bigger bands, like they make all their money off of the tour that they do and the merch that they sell
And their Instagram page. And
exactly.
yes,
they'll make a little
shops, like they have like full shops.
Seriously, but
that'll be this year's goal with our own shop.
Yeah, they make the money. Like they'll make money off of Spotify and whatever, but it's not. It's a drop in the ocean compared to what they make off other things.
True.
So
interesting. So Pandora is the next one. Pandora started as an internet radio. It's what they're most famous for. But as a music streaming platform, Pandora pays artists as little as 0.0013 per play, as reported by David Crosby in 2017. Rest in peace.
Mm-hmm.
And T-Pain.
All right.
He's still alive.
Yeah, so we're not going to say rest in peace yet because he's still alive.
No, but David Crosby just died.
Yes, he passed away just a little while ago. Yeah.
The smaller amount of payout is likely related to their dwindling number of users. In Q2 of 2021, Pandora had 55.1 million active users, which is on a downtrend from their 81.5 million users in 2016. While it's one of the oldest players in the music streaming scene, it's only available in the US, which is why it has a very limited user base.
Okay.
Why would you only go to the world's so big?
I don't know.
Man. Maybe there's a lot of money. Like maybe that's where all that money goes.
Well, I mean, if you're providing a streaming system, right, you got to have top of the line engineering, mechanics, all that kind of stuff to keep the thing running. We just had an issue with Feel It Radio. The whole thing went down because one of the DJs is also one of the owners and stuff, and he had some issues with something with his computer, right? So you get to any kind of stuff like that happening, you could lose everything.
Yeah.
So we were down for a few hours today. So yeah, I could see them having to pay top-notch money to keep everything up and running smoothly, right?
Yeah.
So I can see a lot of the money going towards that. I mean, it's not like they have online DJs and stuff that host shows and stuff, so they're not paying anybody, money to do it. But the guys to say, yeah, okay, make sure that the server's up and running, make sure that this, and I'm not technical, but that makes probably where most of their money's going, I would guess.
Yeah, it makes sense. They pay their artists differently depending on whether the streams are interactive or non-interactive.
Okay.
So non-interactive refers to Pandora's free tier. They come from these that are paid from fixed rates of 45% directly to the primary artist via Sound Exchange and are considered performance royalties. These are then split equally between the artist and songwriter depending on the agreement. On the other hand, interactive streams are those that are played with a paid Pandora subscription, ad-free and on-demand. Royalties for this go directly to label and distributor. The actual amount the artists receive depends on their agreement. So obviously that makes sense too.
Okay.
YouTube music is next.
Okay. Yeah, we had some issues with them for the radio station because we were trying to put up our shows that we record, and if there's any kind of copyright thing going on, like if you're mixing music and you're taking samples from songs and stuff, then it's not the original anymore, right? So they don't flag that. But for somebody who just plays the song, say I'm playing a Peter Gabriel song or whomever, they flag that. No, you can't play that here because whatever the entity is that owns that music is like no.
Our Christmas one was copyrighted because of the Christmas song you put at the start.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah. See
It's
that,
flagged, so it's not on our page.
yeah. So that's what. Yeah. So YouTube does that, and they're very, very vigilant in that respect, which is fair.
Yeah, I guess. As the subsidiary of the world's most popular streaming platform, YouTube Music pays artists as little as 0.008 per stream.
Okay.
These numbers are insane to me. Like they're like getting less than a penny per
Yeah.
stream. While YouTube Music doesn't really pay artists much, the platform's growing popularity combined with the on-video ads for music video streamed through YouTube likely make the overall income marginally higher.
Okay.
The payout from YouTube ads should be around $7 to $10 per thousand impressions, but not every view counts as an impression. Only about 30-40% of views on YouTube videos contain ads. Realistically speaking, a music video needs around 4,000 views to earn that $7 to $10.
Okay. So, all right.
So
We got some work to do.
Yeah. Although it's growing actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny to watch it actually because we do have like 30 plus subscribers now. Did you know that?
No, we didn't.
Yeah.
No. You're our YouTube guy. I'm kind of following the Anchor part of our stuff. And
Oh, like the analytics from
yeah,
Anchor.
and I'm not sure what I mean.
Well, for me, YouTube's like kind of the that's the one.
I know it's the one we need to go to.
Yeah.
So
Which is what we're doing.
yeah,
Title. The smaller amount of payout is likely related to their dwindling number. Oh, I already did this one.
that was
Sorry, guys.
Sorry.
Sleepy.
Sorry to title.
Title. It isn't as popular as others, but it's the streaming platform that pays the most. We're giving artists around up to over a penny a stream. 1.013.
Good for you, title.
That comes up to Title paying $13,000 per 1 million streams.
There you go.
However, Title aims to be more artist friendly by adding a lot of variables in their streaming payout calculations, named as the Direct Artist Payout Program and the Fan-Centered Royalties, respectively.
Gotcha.
These programs give artists additional royalties based on the Hi-Fi Plus tier subscribers. There's no exact number for this though, as this depends on the Hi-Fi Plus tier subscription revenues.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, so this is kind of interesting. So how are the streaming payouts calculated?
I'm sure you're gonna tell us. Get ready.
I don't know, man.
Grab a beer.
Yeah. Settle it.
With a
For
sandwich.
those of you that are on Spotify and all these, we apologize.
Yeah, no, we don't.
You know, the basic payout calculation is quite simple. Streaming platforms typically have a set payout rate per stream. So Spotify pays out about 0.0033 per stream, while Spotify hasn't officially disclosed that the per stream payout should be directly affected by its payout rate. Suppose you have an album that has generated 1.5 million streams on the platform. The payout would be something like, so if you take the platform rate and multiply it by the number of streams, the payout for a 1,500,000 streams is $4,950.
Gotcha.
Doesn't that sound insane though? For me, it sounds crazy because you're like, that's 1.5 million plays and you're getting $5,000.
Yeah. But like you said, the guys that are making those kind of numbers, like stream wise, don't care. Like it's it's your big name people and
It's
stuff.
like their gas money for the year.
Yeah, I know. But the thing is, like if our local guys get to 1.5 million, they're happy to get to 1.5 million streams, let alone the money that comes with it, right?
You're right, and it's not about the money because none of them are doing the music for that. They're doing it out of love, right? They love music and they want to play their music, and the fact that they have a stream service to play it out for people all over the world to listen to.
Just think about 30 years ago when there was none of this stuff going on. How the hell did the local bands even make money? You know what I mean? Like they're not making anything off of this streaming, but their name's getting out there.
That's a good point.
You know what I mean?
Everybody was buying CDs 30 years ago.
And cassettes and albums and stuff. But I mean, the thing is, these local bands that had to pay to have their CDs made, to pay to have the cassettes made, to pay, you know what I mean? That's not cheap.
Yeah.
And I don't think even today with the record labels and stuff, that's still not cheap to press a record, even though we want them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We want all of our bands to make them, but it's not cost effective.
No, it doesn't make any sense.
No.
That's interesting. Headphones, D.
What?
That's what this
Okay.
So Apple has officially disclosed that they have a 52% payout rate. So this means if Apple made 1 million in revenue, they would distribute 520,000 to the artist according to their stream count and other factors like streaming location and type of users who stream the music. But the actual amount that you receive may be less than the estimate above. There are many other variables like the streaming location and subscription type, which we'll cover below, that may affect the actual payouts that the artists receive. So factors affecting that are free versus premium streams.
Well, it makes sense, right? If you got all these people who are doing it, streaming it free, then why would they be paying out money when they're not getting any money?
Well, they get ad money.
I know, but they're not, like, if you and I both have premiums, we're paying every month to listen to these streaming sites, but the folks who put up with all the ads because they don't want to pay pay the $9.99 a month, which is fine. I mean, some people don't want to, because if you're on more than one, it gets to be a little pricey. Every month you're paying like $60, $80 for all these streaming sites.
I don't know why you're on more than one.
Because I'm a DJ. That's why. I don't even know why. I should just be on Tidal because that's the one I need.
Yeah, and you can download it there too, can't you? All your music you want.
Yeah, everything almost everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a few albums that or artists that I have trouble finding, and for some, it's the reason that they're just not on there.
Yeah. Interesting.
Or any streaming
So
site.
free, premium, obviously that. Then there's the local streaming markets. So not all countries have the same market situation, and that's why streams from different locations will generate different amounts. So, for example, users need to pay $9.99 for a month of premium Spotify in the United States and Canada.
Okay.
But in smaller markets like Indonesia, a month of premium Spotify membership is around $3.99.
Okay.
You gotta move to Indonesia.
I think we do.
Just for $5 to $6.
Save the $6.
Basically, Spotify had to cut it down to compete with local streaming services like Jukes, which charges only $1.50 per month. Not only Spotify, but other streaming platforms like Apple Music and YouTube Music have had to adjust their prices to make in different markets they want to penetrate. That makes sense. As mentioned above, the platform's total revenue directly impacts the payout that artists receive per stream. The lower the subscription price, the smaller per stream payouts artists get.
Well, it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So Jukes is charging $1.50. How they? I don't understand how they do that.
They just make less money, man.
I know, a lot.
Well, Indonesia, I mean, they're not. I would suspect they're not making the same per annum as you or I.
Well, and in Indonesia, is that specifically to Indonesian Jukes, or is it just one of the smaller streaming platforms?
Well, Spotify has 12 different pricing schemes.
Okay.
So in the UK they pay $13 per month.
UK.
And in India they pay $1.70.
Okay. Well, I mean, it might be just.
Well,
Like,
there's
I'm not a
there's
financial
2
dude.
billion people in India.
I know, but I mean,
Although half of them are living
exactly on the
very
streets and
yeah,
you know,
poorly.
whatever. Yeah. So that would probably factor in.
Well, it's part of it, but I think those people aren't worried about music. They're worried about
Living.
clean drinking water.
Yeah, which is a little bit more important.
If artists and their labels are willing to pay, they may be able to increase the number of streams they earn and boost their popularity with Spotify's new feature called Discovery Mode. They're smart, man.
I know.
They're so smart.
It's all about marketing, right?
Well, it's just using. It is marketing, but it's a business structure that is going to make them money.
Yeah.
And they make money.
Yeah.
Every month, lots of it.
Well, it's hard to carry around a phonograph and a pair of headphones and stuff when you can just stream it off your phone.
Well, remember I had a Discman.
Yeah, I had a Walkman, a Discman,
I had both. Yeah.
an 8-trackman. I'm just kidding.
Wasn't there like a vinyl, like a portable vinyl player at one point?
Yeah, you can get them to go. Yeah, for sure.
Get them to go.
To go.
Let me just try this CD.
Yeah, hold
or
on
this
a second.
vinyl out.
Well, the one thing that was a lot of fun back in the day was there was a linear tracking turntable, which means you could mount that on your wall and play music. You could mount it on your wall. It opens up. You put the album in, close it, and it tracks across. Instead of going around, it goes across the music. Just like that was pretty cool. A linear tracking turntable.
Wow.
Yeah, I never had one because they were just too pricey.
How much would it be now? It'd be
Oh,
insane now.
I don't think there's around anymore. You'd have to find-
No, but you could have, if you had one that was working, like it's
Yeah.
probably worth quite a bit.
Yeah.
Because some of these Macintosh vinyl, like record players,
Yeah.
like friggin' $30,000.
I know, right?
And then there's more expensive ones.
I know. It's insane for the audiophiles out there. Just
I found my record player on the side of the road,
Yep, I know.
Sony, and it works great.
The one and only.
Change the needle.
And it was good. You were good. You're good to go.
Good to go, baby.
Well, I paid 35 years ago. I paid $1,000 for mine.
It was still rocking.
Yep. Still going.
It's amazing. That stuff was made to last. Nowadays, it's so much garbage.
Yeah.
But the good thing about, I will say the good thing about these streaming services is you hypothetically you haven't and I haven't gotten rid of all of your CDs or
No.
vinyl
Oh, no.
or tapes.
No.
But you could hypothetically
Yeah.
and have that one item and that's it.
Except, it just doesn't sound the same.
It doesn't.
No.
It doesn't. Like a vinyl sounds so much more.
And it's
an experience.
it's hard, and it's a thing for people too. It's like to collect, to have that hard copy, to look at it, to look at the photo, to pull out the liner notes, to read the. It's like growing up. That was the best thing to do when you got a new album. You open it up and you just check to see what they did with it. You know, sometimes it was just a plain white liner, and then sometimes you pull it out and there's a picture of the band and there's the lyrics and stuff. And it's
See, for me, it's cassettes.
yeah,
Because
you open them up.
it'd be like I'd put it along on the floor. I
Yeah.
remember I'd get like the new album, and it'd be say the Tragically Hip.
Sure.
Fully completely.
Yeah.
Which I have, by the way, still on tape
On cassette.
and every other way too. But like laid out.
Yeah.
And then they had the lyrics.
Yeah.
And you'd sing along,
Yeah.
and like you'd learn the songs.
Exactly.
It was a very much an experience for
Yeah,
sure.
and
I'm
it's
so
just-
glad we grew up when we did because nowadays I think it'd be challenging. It's not as
It's so much.
it's not as much.
It's tactile, right?
Yeah.
It's something that you need to feel and to hold.
Tactile.
You're welcome.
Wow.
I know, right?
Fantastic.
We use that word in my.
Can we
music.
put that on a shirt
We sure can.
on the back? Charisma to tactile.
Tactile. We're gonna. So yeah, I mean, I'm looking at some of the older albums I have. I was playing some last night, and it's just like back in the day, they'd have the person's face on the front, and then they would have a whole thing about the artist. Yeah, Marty Robbins, and they'd have a whole thing, but it's written by another artist.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so it's like, and it was just like, oh, I love this. So you learn something about the artist from another artist. So it was fun to see. You're sitting there listening to the album and you're reading the back of the cover and you're just like, oh, this is cool. I didn't know this about so and so. And now it's like, there it is on streaming. I mean, Spotify's doing their best. Like when you click on an artist, you can go down, and most of the time you can scroll down to about the artist, and because I want to know.
The bio, yeah.
Yeah, so I want to see, like, especially new artists. I want to know where they're from, like how they got together, like what their influences were. These are things I want to know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's fun. And the good thing about Spotify that I feel and the other streaming is that you can go down and scroll down a little bit more and find other artists that are similar or that influence. And it's just even more fun because then away you go on all these other artists and stuff, which is a great thing for these days.
Agreed.
So yeah, so that's exciting. But again, it's never going to replace putting on a classic vinyl album and listening to it on your stereo. For me,
And getting up and switching it over.
yeah, that's the pain in the ass.
No, that's great. It's a good part.
It's good because you always like, okay.
You know what was fun about that though, that I recall, is you would listen, say, we listened to cassettes when I was a teenager, more, and then CDs eventually.
Yeah.
But what you could do is when you after the half point, like A was done,
Yeah.
and then the B side was next.
Yeah.
You would sit and chat about the A side.
Yeah.
And have a discussion and say like, it's so cool what they did here, da 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 da, and then you switch to the B side and listen together.
Yeah.
And it was
I never bought cassettes. I don't have any bands that I listen to on cassette.
I wish I kept all mine. I got rid of them.
I have
I have
a
a bunch
couple.
still.
I have a couple when I went to see live bands and they were selling cassettes. I would buy them then, and I bought the CD and they bought the cassette for whatever reason. But I made cassettes, so I'd get the blank tapes, and I would make my own mixed tapes through my albums and eventually through CDs and stuff. But I'd make them for all my friends.
Yeah.
So I'd spend a day and here's your copy, here's your copy, here's your copy, and then I get copies from friends. It was awesome. It was a lot of fun to do.
So can artists live off music platform streaming? The short answer is probably no, but like the answer is tricky because the exact rate that the streaming platforms pay per stream depends on several factors. These are account type, label agreements, and the artist's country all play a part in determining the stream payout. So let's assume a minimum wage job of $15 an hour, which comes out to an annual income of $31,200 at an assumed money per stream rate of 0.003 on Spotify. An artist would need to generate 10,400,000 streams in a year, or 865,000 streams per month, to reach a minimum wage income.
All right, so we're not making any money to live off of Spotify.
No.
Or any of the other platforms.
Well, I guess you get paid from all of them, right?
Yeah.
But
Still.
That doesn't even cover marketing costs and other fees that would come out of the artist's income.
Yeah.
To put this into perspective another way, an artist would need to get 333,000 streams to earn $1,000. Again, this uses a Spotify money per stream rate of 0.003. It also doesn't include fees from the artist's revenue, so this number will likely need to be higher. The seemingly small payout by streaming platforms has financially crippled many musicians. Even superstars like Paul McCartney have signed petitions to change the streaming economy.
Yeah.
After all, the lion's share of the payout goes to the major record labels. And at the same time, only a tiny portion of the money makes its way to musicians.
Shocking.
I mean, I don't think, and I don't think McCartney's worried about his income. I think he's worried about the.
I think he's speaking for
the
others.
younger artists.
Others,
Yeah, he's fine. He's just fine. He's got $1 billion in the bank, but
Yeah.
he's cruising. How to increase earnings from streaming platforms? The best paying streaming platforms aren't paying enough to fill artists' pockets, but it all is not lost. If you're an artist looking to get more income from streaming platforms, there are several things that you can try. So consistently releasing new music. The first and most obvious step is to try and grow your fan bases. Consistently releasing new music, promoting your new releases through highly available social media platforms is always a great way to generate initial exposure for your music. Release music internationally. The second thing you can try is by releasing music internationally. Spoken languages like English, for example, listeners from the US generate 0.0035 per stream on Spotify, whereas Italian listeners only pay about 0.0019. By releasing music in popular languages or making beats without lyrics, you'll have a better chance of getting streams from high-paying regions.
So instrumentals.
Yeah.
There you go. That's the way for us to go anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we, as singers, man.
Ding, 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 ding. Congrats, that's a tune.
You're welcome.
That's our first off. Get your music to curated playlists. So the third method is climbing your way into popular curated playlists. So streaming platforms often have millions of user-generated playlists, some of which are more popular than others.
Yeah.
Like yours.
Yes, I have a lot of them.
Rap Caviar is one of the most popular hip hop playlists on the platform.
Okay,
Interesting. I'm gonna check that out.
of course you are. Let me know how it is.
Probably garbage. Probably all new hip hop.
Ooh.
I
I got a story for you.
Cool.
So one of the young men I'm working with at the school, where he's like, where are you going tonight? What do you mean you got to leave? I said, I got to go do a podcast. I said, you know what that is? And I explained it to him and stuff. And I said, we do it about music, and we talk to music. He goes, you talk to famous people? I said, well, yeah, I guess around this area. He goes, well, what kind of music? I said, everything. He goes, not everything. I said, yeah. He goes, I even listen to rap. He's like, no, you don't. So I said, sure I do. I've listened to, I've listened to Tupac and Biggie. He just a blank look on his face, right? He's 9 years old. So he's like, who are they? And I was like, oh, James. Oh, Gus would have a heart attack. Anyway, so I pulled him up on Spotify for him and showed
Don't
him.
be that upset if he's not.
I know. But it was just kind of funny because he was like, oh yeah, they're famous. I said, yeah, some of these guys are pretty damn good musicians and stuff. Yeah. So anyway, that was just kind of a funny story.
Very cool. I like that. I have a nice story.
Excellent.
Would you like to hear it?
Yeah, of course I would.
So there was this gentleman. I've been looking for baby formula all over the city, but it's low everywhere.
Right. Okay.
So Carling Avenue Shoppers has
Okay.
a nice amount.
Okay.
So I went and grabbed a couple of boxes.
Okay.
And there was this gentleman outside, and he was obviously a troubled young man, and he was playing guitar.
All right.
So I threw a couple loonies in and talked to him for a bit. So I went to our car and my car and went in my little suitcase, and I gave him 2 T-shirts and some guitar picks and
nice.
like a couple stickers, and chatted with him for a few minutes, and I'm not saying this to be like, you know, that guy that's tooting our horn, but it made me feel amazing.
Oh,
you know, like,
that's awesome.
you know, like it
That's
was just so nice to talk to him, and I guess he's in recovery and he's trying to get himself together, and you know, being someone who is in recovery and also having people that on with us that are
Yes.
in recovery.
Yes, that's awesome.
It was cool to kind of see his face when I sort of handed him a couple T-shirts and a red and a black one, and like this was like, hey man, you know, chatting. He's like, you look great, man. You look great. You know, like, because I was dressed nicely. I was wearing my, you know, blazer and whatever, and he's like, man, he's just like I don't know. And I was like, hey, well, thanks a lot, man. You know, and he was just at the Royal Ottawa, which is right up the road.
Okay.
They do amazing work there. And,
Yes, they do.
And yeah, anyways, it was a cool start. It was
That's
nice.
awesome.
Yeah, because it just sort of came to me. And I'm like, oh yeah, I should give him some guitar picks. He's playing guitar.
Why not?
And then I said, fuck it, I'll give him a couple T-shirts.
That's
and,
awesome.
You know, that's what they're like. We basically all of the profits go to the food bank.
Yeah.
But you know, giving him a couple T-shirts is great.
Yep. That's an awesome story. I like that.
Yeah. I
For
forgot
sure.
to tell you that, but I'm glad I told you that.
Yeah.
So another way is you can utilize SEO tactics to get more streams.
SEO.
SEO. What is SEO?
Exactly.
Search engine optimization.
Okay.
And it's a handy tool that any artist can use to get their music out there to more listeners. Simply put, SEO tactics help artists game Spotify's algorithm with the help of keywords. What are keywords? They are what people use when searching for specific music. For example, if a listener wants to find new music in a rap genre, the keyword they'll enter in Spotify search bar is rap music.
Oh.
Rap music.
Yeah, rap music.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. One of the most straightforward SEO tactics is to pick an artist name that's similar to your genre. Maybe we should use SEO.
Maybe we should give it a shot.
I don't know. I'll have to do another deep dive.
And
So in conclusion,
wrapping it up.
now that you've learned how much each streaming platform pays their artists, you should be able to pick one that shows the most appreciation to your favorite musician. While the per stream payout mentioned in the article is generally accurate, details on how much platforms calculates the payout are often undisclosed. Do you have a favorite music streaming platform that we didn't cover here? Send us a DM.
Yeah, I think we covered most of it. Yeah, but I still think it doesn't replace going out and seeing them live and supporting them that way for sure. Buying their LPs, their CDs, because I tell you, man, if they're gonna put those things out and get the hard copies, they're putting money out of pocket here.
Yeah.
So they need to recoup, and like playing the shows is great, but I mean, you know, appreciate your local artists and stuff, and you know, give them some love.
That's our credo, man.
Yeah.
Anyways, thanks, bro.
Yeah.
Great
Thanks for this. That was a lot of information and it's very informative. Like we've been wondering about this for a while, so it's good.
Yeah, well, it was interesting that it came up and then that we needed to talk about it.
Well, we did because we've had our artists come on here and, you know, basically shit all over Spotify and stuff. But it's interesting to get a little bit more of a deep dive to understand a little bit more about it.
Yeah.
All right. So until next time.
Cool, man. Thanks.